I'm pleased to welcome Hayden Clarke, Director of Business Development for GA for uAvionix. Make a long story short, you guys have your fingers in an awful lot of pies right now.
We do.
Tell me what's new at uAvionix.
Well, obviously,
and try to keep it down to about 2 hours.
As quick as I can. So obviously we have the Sky Beacon. We got our full AML STC in last November, and since then it's been going crazy. Sales are certainly on the up.
I've been really amazed at the discussion level on some of the pilot message boards about these devices, and no, it doesn't. No, it can't. And then the folks out there who have installed going, yes, it
does.
Did.
Yes, it does. It
yes,
does.
It did.
It does. I mean, it's really proven in the field.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's disruptive. I love it. As everybody knows, I spent a lot of time working with the X Prize group and was on various projects with them and so forth, and hanging around with Peter Diamandis and the gang, and you learn the word disruptive is not a dirty word. Right. It was the word that drove progress. It's
also constructive. It's in terms of a product for the pilots and for the people out there. It's a wonderful system. Very, very easy. It's literally switching out a light and replacing it with a fully compliant ADS-B out device.
There you go.
It's great. So obviously, I guess that's old news. The new news is the tail beacon. Obviously, you have that here. It's a working demonstration. We currently have that for the experimental market. It is going through the throes of getting its TSO, and we expect that in about 4 to 6 weeks' time. We're also working
before Oshkosh, all right?
We're definitely before Oshkosh.
The line starts. Oh my goodness! Field.
And we are seeing massive demand. The order books are open. You can pre-order. Right now.
You ever seen the little deli counties would take a number? That's what you're going to need for Oshkosh.
And it's going to be that way. I mean, we're at Sun and Fun next week as well. We're going to do some live installs. We've got some live demonstrations going on for the Sky Beacon. It's exceedingly popular. It's the device for the people, you know.
Yeah, it's simple, it's easy, it's attractive, and it works.
It does.
Do you beat that?
I don't know. The next thing I think is. We're certainly here, we're getting a lot of questions about 1090. Implementing a device that we can use in Canada, Europe, Australasia. And so that's certainly, I think, in the backgrounds, we're working on that. Our efforts are really at the moment are trying to manufacture enough of these to time. It's, the demand is huge.
Let's update folks who may not be aware. Tell us a little bit about the devices, installation times, which of course is the beauty of the whole thing, pricing and availability.
Sure, so the Sky Beacon, it's designed to replace a Grimes 3-bolt teardrop light. You literally remove the existing light fixture. You have 3 wires, you have a power, a ground and a strobe. The light itself is a red fixed position light with a strobe. It has a built-in WAS GPS and also a 978 transmitter, and so it's all integral. The power transcoder actually sniffs out the transponder messages and altitude encoder messages. It takes that on board and then rebroadcasts that with the extra ADS-B out information. It's a simple device. It's installed quite simply, 3 wires, 3 screws. It's set up using an app on either an Android device or an iOS device. I guess the setup takes about 2 minutes. The installation time is about 10 minutes. The paperwork actually takes longer. So filling in the 337, that's probably about a 30-minute exercise. So
the paperwork takes more than the installation.
Indeed.
You gotta love that.
And the beauty of this is it's not a self-install. It must be installed at the very minimum by an A&P, signed off by an IA. But you don't have to go to one of the big shops or facilities. We're actually building a QI network, which is we're calling a qualified installer network. And so anyone that has an A&P IA certification can actually sign up with us. They get discounted pricing and the ability to communicate with us in terms of support. So it's a nice thing for those guys. The lesser installers, it frees up some of the shop time and enables essentially installations just to take place on a ramp. We're not taking up hangar space.
Okay. But more important, though, it does get them to the shop. And once they get them to the shop, that's a whole different
Absolutely.
ballgame for these guys.
Without a doubt, yes,
That's
for
what
sure.
they got to realize.
For sure.
Yeah, because I've listened to a few folks, it doesn't take enough time.
Well, I've had that comment here, but the other interesting thing is because of the product, because it is so cost effective, it's certainly in the lesser price brackets for an ADS-B out solution. I've had several guys come up to me today and say, I've got a big $30,000 install, I'm going to do a big glass cockpit. I don't have the time to get them in. I need them compliant. They need to be flying. For $2,000 or under $2,000, we can do that too.
Yep.
And then they can go back in March, April next year, get their big avionics upgrade, and so it can also be a stopgap, you know.
I got to ask you, where the hell did this idea come from?
Our CEO
this is insane.
So Paul Beard, amazing man. He has over 60 patents to his name. He's an aircraft owner, and I think the foray into the micro avionics, the micro transponders and WAAS GPSs for unmanned systems was really a focus. And as an aircraft owner and a pilot, he wanted to get a cost-effective solution out there, and that was the Sky Beacon.
The ultimate question is, how do you top this?
I don't know. I'd love to have an answer. I mean, we're a young emerging company. We're very innovative, a lot of passion about aviation. So we're going to look for the next big thing out there, without a doubt. I think the next big thing will be a miniaturized 1090 solution, and then the world is our oyster.
Outstanding.
We're very excited.
What are you learning from your users?
So we're getting great responses. Lots of the PAPR tests and flight tests have been successful. They found the installation experience very easy, very cost effective, light in the pocket, so to speak. They're not spending lots of dollars to get the install done. Generally, for the most part, anything between $100, $200 for a standard installation. That's when you're just switching out the light. In terms of user experience, once it's installed, that's it. It's job done. It's very user friendly. There's no integration. You're not breaking into the other avionics. It's a fit, install, get compliance, and that's your solution.
As you alluded, you have a presence in the unmanned community as well as other aspects of experimental and general aviation. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of your activities in that area?
Sure. So certainly for the experimental side, we have several products. The Echo UAT is very popular, certainly with experimental owners. It's an ADS-B in and out 978 1090 device. Again, a very easy install. It's miniature. It's no bigger than a pack of playing cards. It's tiny. There's a couple of options there for the WAAS antenna. You can have an external, it's an integral WAAS GPS with WAAS antenna combined. Obviously sits on externally on the fuselage of the aircraft, or we have a remote antenna option. So that's certainly very popular. We also have the right-hand wingtip device there, which is the Sky Sensor. So that gives you the green fixed position light.
Gotcha.
It gives you strobe lights, but it also gives you ADS-B in. So it will communicate via Wi-Fi to a tablet or Android Apple device in the cockpit and give the owner traffic and weather.
Outstanding.
With the UAV side, the unmanned side, we still have a vast range of ADS-B ADS-B out solutions, and also transponders, miniaturized transponders and GPSs, the Ping 200 to 200 SIs.
Talk about an interesting market. We've been, of course, we do the programming for AUVSI and AMA and a number of others within the unmanned segment. And the thing that just takes our breath away every time we dive into, well, what are this week's program's topics, is just the amount of activity in that segment of the industry.
I mean, it's growing. It's incredible. I mean, we'll be at all the unmanned shows, focusing on obviously our UAV products, but it's growing. It's going at a crazy rate. Obviously, we understand that. We're certainly at the forefront of it. and intend to be going forward. It is a crazy time. It is.
And then on top of it, they're able to pull in phenomenal resources. They are driving some very serious money into that aspect
Indeed.
of the business. You got to love it.
Well, you look at the likes of Amazon, Google.
Yeah.
They're big players, and they certainly have that desire, and they're certainly driving the unmanned world out there. So yeah, we're certainly looking to assist those guys.
Well, the part that's exciting about it is they're not afraid to fail. They're not afraid to find out what doesn't work before they get to what does work, and ultimately that's how you really build a new industry.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see what comes of all that as we go forward. How do people get more information on the product line?
So obviously we have a website, uAvionix.com. That's uAvionix.com. All of our information is there digitally. You've got all our STC information. You have our installation information, and obviously you have the ability to purchase products directly through us. You could also go through one of our resellers, which we have a multitude of Part 145 shops and facilities that are selling our products. We also have 2 major stocking distributors. We use Edmo and Dallas Avionics.
Okay.
They have products on shelf, and so that's probably the easiest way. MSRP for the Sky Beacon is $18.49. And when the tail beacon has achieved its TSO, so in the next couple of weeks, that'll be retailing at $19.99.
Okay, very good. Still an amazing device, and you just really got to wonder ultimately what kind of ideas and what kind of drinking party led to something like this, because in no uncertain terms, this is,
I mean,
it's
really
inspired.
It's groundbreaking, it's so innovative, it's like nothing else out there, as you're aware.
And the best part is it's just a little bit crazy, and aviators love a little bit crazy.
But that's good, you know?
Yes,
it is,
great.
or geeky, you know?
Yeah. Oh, very geeky. Very, very geeky, no question about it. Alrighty, we've been talking to Hayden Clarke, Director of Business Development for GA Products at uAvionix.
Aero-News Network's coverage of the 62nd Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Palm Springs, California, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
Now, the MD302 Standby Attitude Module, SAM, is even smarter. Introducing the MD32 Magnetometer, designed specifically for SAM. This optional magnetometer delivers independent heading reference. Its unique mounting flexibility, compact size, and convenient cockpit calibration ensures an easy, low-cost installation every time. Available from your local avionics dealer.